All right, Luke, you guys are going to play for a state title. What's it mean?
Oh, it's huge. We've been focused on taking every game one step at a time, but always had that end goal, and we're here now, and that goal is in sight, and we just got to go have the hardest we could practice and get ready for Don Bosco, but savor this win and really enjoy it, but got to get ready for next week.
Kind of a tale of two halves. The first half was like a track meet. The second half, you guys got out front and just played stout defensively. You were a large part of that. What were you seeing defensively?
They have some decent linemen. They stuck with us every time. It was a fight to get through them. Huge credit to them, but we had to make adjustments at the second half, and we were able to shift our linebackers to fill those holes, take away like the counter and that sweep and just stuff like that we need to clean up to prevent those big plays, so make them drive it on us, get those 6-7 yard curls that eventually they're either going to complete or we're going to get one. So that was kind of the game plan second half after seeing how they hurt us the first half.
Offensively, I think Skylar ran for over 200 yards. Caden was picking up big yards when he needed them. Tell me about the work that you guys did up front on the line.
We worked a lot. We were inside this week, so we worked a lot on footwork, how to make sure we get them outside or double team if we need to. I don't think we had to use it much this week, but it's always in our back pocket, and just so we can get that extra push and that extra surge. Our lineman, Coach Tyler Christensen, our linemen we're focused on getting 3 yards of push every single play. And that way, 3 yards every time, we're bound to get a first down. So we just got to get that surge, and then just make our running backs and Skylar, our quarterback, he's able to find a hole and punch it first.
All right, Caden, you guys are going to play for a state title. Just what's going through your mind after a big win?
A lot, honestly. We've been working out all year. We've been grinding and pushing and just working our butts off all season. So it's been a real grind all year, and so we're finally here, and it just feels amazing. But we still have one more game to come and play hard and focus and execute our play. So we still have a season to keep going with.
Heartbreaking loss earlier in the season to Remsen. It was your guys' lone defeat. I'm sure that had been sitting on your mind for a long time, but you get it today.
Yeah, that's been killing us. It's been making us kind of mad, but we know that they're a good team. We knew that they were going to come out and fight, especially playing here. So we knew it was going to be a game the whole time. So we just had to come out, play, and execute, and just hit hard.
Tell us about your day offensively. What were you seeing?
A lot. There was a lot of people, and then there's everything. Just open field, and then it just get closed and open field. And our line did an amazing job blocking. So props to them to open up lanes for me and Skylar to run with.
This is a team that the last couple of years has had some heartbreaks. You go back to 2 years ago, you guys lost to Remsen to get to the Dome, and then last year missing out on the playoffs. What's it mean knowing that you guys are going to get to play for a state title?
It means a lot to us. It's a really big deal to us. We've been grinding all season, like I said earlier, but it's another game to us. We have to keep going, push hard, and work hard, and everybody has to execute and just do all their plays and do it correctly.
All right, Skylar, you guys are into a state title. Just what's your thoughts after the win over Remsen?
I mean, they're a great team. Give all the credit in the world to those guys. They made it here just as we did. But, yeah, it's a great feeling. We went out. We battled hard for 4 quarters. We made some mistakes out there, but we capitalized on them. We had some turnovers, but our defense most of the time came back and made stops, and that's what you got to do in 8-man football is just stop the opponent more than they stop you.
Tell me about your day with your legs. I think 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards. What were you seeing?
I mean, it's really easy to run the ball when your offensive line is blocking the way they were, and our receivers as well. You kind of hit the hole from the offensive line, and then you get your head up, and you see those receivers backs to you, sealing their guys, they're blocking their guys out, and you just hit the hole and run as fast as you can because you know there's always somebody coming unblocked or chasing you down. So, I mean, you got to give all the credit in the world to those guys. I can't take all of it myself because it's a team effort.
Pretty efficient day of passing as well. What was the secret?
I mean, we didn't need to throw it. I think the secret was we didn't need to throw it that much. I mean, we kept the ball on the ground. We got what we could get. But when we did have to throw, we came up big. I know Gavin hit Braden for the 1 4th down in the third quarter when we lined up for a field goal, and that's a big catch out of Braden. He's sophomore, hasn't played a lot this year. Came up in the big time and made a catch, and it was a great throw by Gavin. But, yeah.
Don Bosco next week for all the marbles. What's it going to take to come out on top?
It's going to take a full team effort, offensively, defensively, special teams. We're going to have to watch them film, find out what they do, find out what they do well, some points we can exploit. And we know they're a great team. They've been here before, they've done it before, and it's going to be a 4-quarter battle just like it was today.
All right, Coach, you guys are into a state title game, first time since 1977. Just your thoughts on today.
Yeah, it hasn't quite sunk in yet, but I'm incredibly proud of the guts our guys showed. Remsen St. Mary's is a really, really good team. They're physical, they're athletic, they're everything you want to be, and our guys match up pretty similarly to them. The line similar size, skill guys pretty similar, so it was gonna be a tight game. I thought our guys just made enough plays. There was some mistakes. There's plenty to clean up. Don't get me wrong. But I thought our guys responded to some adversity. It's really tough because you can't communicate out there. So you got to kind of read body language, and you don't always know what's being said between the players like you do on a normal night. But I'm incredibly proud of the way the guys responded. Early on, they were moving the ball pretty easily. They got some chunk yardage on the first drive and a couple drives. But after that, we made them earn it. And once we made them earn it and convert third downs and fourth downs, eventually our defense won out quite a few times.
I kind of liken this one to your guys' season opener against East Mills, where it was a tale of two halves. Track meet first half, you guys controlled the second half, much like today. What's that say about your team to kind of be able to flip the switch?
That's one of those things that you're learning as a head coach and as a team. When to run clock, when to bleed clock, when to keep your foot on the accelerator. You don't want to get ultra conservative. I watch enough Iowa football on Saturdays to know some of that. We kind of talk about it, how much different on Fridays and Saturdays it can be. But because 8-man football is so different. But at the same time, you have to know when to bleed clock. You have to know when to stay in bounds. You have to know when that you might really want to throw. You might really want to run something a little trickier. You might want to run something that you just can't do it because you can't afford a mistake at that point. So that's one of those things where I've had to learn as a head coach and offensive coordinator, when to kind of flip that switch a little bit. And I'm incredibly proud of the kids. Because Skylar and Caden, were taking snaps. Gavin taking snaps. I couldn't tell them when to snap the ball. They had to be out there on their own because you just can't communicate out to the field. So incredibly proud of the way the guys executed today.
Lost to Remsen earlier on in the year. How much has that loss sat on your guys' mind since today?
Yeah, it was definitely a motivator. Our kids have now beaten everybody we've played, so to speak. We've kind of avenged a loss from earlier in the year. But more than anything, our guys had a chance to put our program on the map this year, and we kind of get the program over the hump, and we got that done today. And now we can, kind of raise that bar again. Getting to the Dome's incredible. Now you get to go play for a state title, which is incredible. Our guys have done an outstanding job being ready for big opponent after big opponent. This week was no different, and next week's another really big opponent. As far as the standard of 8-man football across the state, everybody turns to Don Bosco. They looked really good in game 1 today. So it should be a fun challenge for our guys, and we're really excited about it, getting a chance to come back here next week.
Looking ahead to next week against Don Bosco, and this is an Audubon program that hasn't played for a state title in a long time. I believe you had some experience as a player playing in it. So how do you guys attack going into a state title game?
Just like any other game for the most part, I'm really glad that we were able to play indoors once. It's not that we went. I'm glad it's not another bunch of changes for us. Today was a lot of new things for our kids. The hotel, the charter bus, the locker room situation, the pregame situation, the TV timeouts, all those things that kind of throw a wrench in things at times that you just need to get used to. I'm sure Don Bosco is very comfortable with it. They've played enough of those games. They get it. Our guys now have that under their belt. We came to the facility today about 8:15. We ate breakfast together. We watched game 1. So the schedule should be about the same, other than just not watching a game in front of us. So come up the night before, get the hotel, eat breakfast a little bit earlier is the only real change for us. Get to the stadium just a hair earlier, and then we can get ready to go. Our kids were itching to get ready to go today. That first game felt like it took forever. I know our guys were just chomping at the bit. So luckily for us, we can just get up, get here, pre-game routine. So I'm glad we got a lot of those firsts out of the way today. So next week we can get in more of a routine.